welcome back to another reading. And if you guys are new here, my name is Astra. I am an intuitive tarot reader and I do tarot readings here on my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another reading on Freen and Becky. I did just do previously a reading on the two of them about their current energy and bond, but today again I'm going to be doing a specially requested private paid reading about Freen and Becky. And the person that paid for this reading specifically asked for certain questions that they wanted me to cover in this reading. So I'm going to be covering the questions that this person that paid this reading is asking about Freen and Becky. And so I'm going to be checking it for all of you guys. So I'm going to be checking that and seeing and answering those questions for Freen and Becky, okay? So first, let's get started with the first question. The first question is, they both have solo projects and will start filming in a few months. How do they feel about it? So apparently Becky and Freen do have certain projects that are coming up for the two of them. So I'm going to be checking them both separately, like how are they feeling about their projects. So first let's check for Freen. Let's see, how does Freen feel about her upcoming solo projects? How does she feel? How does Freen feel about her upcoming solo project? How does Freen feel about her upcoming solo project? Interesting. So I do feel like that Freen does have a lot of fears that she does want this project to be a success, and so I feel like she does have a lot of fears about it, okay? And I feel like that she's worried that maybe certain people maybe are not gonna like it, or maybe she's worried about its success for some reason. I have no clue what this project is that she is gonna be doing, but I do feel like that definitely she does have fears of maybe people liking it and stuff like that. But she really hopes that the people like it and the people like this project that she's doing. But I feel like that she definitely does have a lot of fear, because I feel like that she really does want this project to be liked and for it to be a certain growth point in her career, and she's sort of not sure about that. So I feel like she does try to balance herself, and I feel like that she does have fears that it's not gonna work out, or she has fears maybe what people are gonna think about it, okay? So definitely that is like something over there, okay? I don't feel like that it's maybe a bad project that she's doing, but I just feel like that she does have fear. She has a little bit nervousness on if it's gonna do well or not. So I feel like that she's definitely praying and hoping that it will work out, okay? But definitely like based on what I've gotten is that they haven't started shooting yet, so definitely her energies can change, or maybe she starts shooting. But I feel like right now, for some reason, she is worried a little bit about this project, and so she is trying to be positive about it though, and I feel like she's praying that it would be a good project for her and for it to be a success, okay? But definitely for some reason, there's like worries inside of her about this project, okay? Right now, let's check for Becky and see, what does Becky feel about her upcoming solo projects? Does Becky feel about her upcoming solo project? What does Becky feel about her upcoming solo project? How does Becky feel about her upcoming solo project? How does Becky feel about her upcoming solo project? Okay, you guys, so I do feel like Becky, on the other hand, she is happy about her upcoming solo project, and I feel like maybe it's something that she wanted to do, maybe something that she did want to do for a while, something that she loves. So I feel like that she's feeling good about her upcoming project, and she does feel that maybe it's going to be a success and that it can be a new beginning for her career. And so definitely, I feel like that definitely different than Freen. I feel like that she does have confidence or strength when it comes to her upcoming solo project, whatever it is. I do feel like at the beginning, Becky did sort of fear what certain people will think. So she does also fear like what certain people will think maybe about this project. I feel like this project can be involving something romantic as well. So maybe she did have fears of maybe what certain people will think about that. But I feel like right now she has developed strength. Maybe something has developed her confidence. Maybe she has seen certain responses from people. And so maybe it did make her feel confident and feel that maybe this project can do well. Okay. But definitely I do feel like that she does like whatever this upcoming project is for her, okay? So yeah, I do feel like that Freen does have a little bit of fear when it comes to her upcoming project. Maybe, she still hasn't gotten into it yet. Maybe she hasn't seen exactly what it's gonna be. And so she does have fears as she hasn't explored that yet. But I feel like for Becky, she does have a little bit of confidence when it comes to her upcoming project, okay? So right now let's get into the next question. What is usually the cause of Freen and Becky's arguments slash disagreements? So let's see, what are things that Becky and Freen can argue about? What are things that Becky and Freen can argue about? Okay, so I feel like the two of them, I don't feel like they argue a lot. I feel like that there can be sometimes where maybe they can ignore each other, or they can be sort of upset with the other, but I don't feel like to the point where they argue that they start screaming or they start fighting. I feel like that it's like small conflict that can happen. I feel like in a way that when they fight, I feel like it does come because of their care. Because if they fight or have a disagreement or anything like that, it's because they care about each other at the end of the day with the lovers coming in. They definitely both have a lot of love for each other. And so it can come when maybe one of them just feel like that they're putting more attention to the other and the other is not giving that back. That can definitely be a cause of an argument or a cause of them, maybe not talking or stuff like that. Okay, so I feel like attention is a cause that maybe one of them is putting more effort and the other isn't, and so the other one gets upset. So that's one thing that I'm getting. Also, I feel like career, sometimes maybe they can fight about certain decisions in career or stuff like that, or a project. That can happen, but I don't feel like that often. Um, and I feel like mostly like they fight on like silly things, probably like silly things that they feel undecisive about and they're not sure what to decide on. But I don't honestly feel like that they go through like very serious things. I feel like the most things that it can be serious, like when they don't get attention from each other, because I feel like they both like when they are around each other and stuff like that. And so when maybe one of them is not getting the attention that they are expecting from the other, I feel like that's when they maybe can fight, or maybe that they can be upset from each other, okay? So that's what I'm picking up for this question. Let's get into the next one. Next question is, do Free and Becky have deep talks about the type of bond and relationship they have is more than sisters, friends, and are they aware of it? So do they ever like talk about this, okay? So let's see, do ever Free and Becky talk about their bond being more than friendship or more than sisters? How do they feel about it and are they aware of it? Let's see. Do Free and Becky ever talk about this? Okay, so something I want to mention is that they both really care about each other a lot and they know that, okay? So they both know that their bond does have a lot of care. They both are pretty communicative with each other. I feel like they talk things out a lot, okay? And so they both for sure do know that they care about each other a lot and they both do feel this certain chemistry or definitely something in the air when it comes to the two of them, and they both inside of them do know that like it's sort of something more, okay? So they both know, and I feel like they have not really been open about like, are we more than sisters, are we more than best friends, because they know that inside of them and they can feel it in the air, almost like they can feel it in the air, or they can feel the chemistry or stuff like that. um at first maybe I feel like it was one thing that they thought that it was maybe they were feeling because they were working together, but I feel like over time right now they do realize what they're feeling and what their bond is. um but I don't really feel like they have been open with it to the point that they're like having a serious talk about it. But I feel like they both know inside of them. Like I feel like they can both tease each other, and definitely tease each other about it, I feel, okay? Like it's something like that they tease each other about and it has become normal. But for them, they know what their bond is and how they close they are. So I feel like they both do have certain fears and feel hanged up that maybe they're gonna open to each other about it. So I don't feel like they have talked about that specific topic, because I feel like they both inside of them do have fears. and they also do know that they sort of do feel it, like they both do feel something, okay? And I feel like right now they don't really want to open that topic as there is fears, and so they're just going with the flow with their bond. But I feel like when it comes to them overall, they do definitely have a lot of deep talks, okay? But I feel like when it comes to this topic specifically, I don't feel like they have talked about it to that point where are we more than friends, are we more than sisters, okay? They both know that they care about each other a lot, and I feel like that's what they want to focus on right now. So right now, let's get into the next question. In every relationship, one loves the other more. In this case, who loves the other one more? Okay, so let's see which one of them does love the other more. Maybe has more care or concern. So let's see. First, let's see Becky. Let's see Becky. Let's see what we can get. How much does Becky love and care about Freen? I will be able to tell from the cards. Okay, so let's see. Wow, the Ace of Cups first coming. So Becky. Okay. Now for Freen. How does Freen exactly feel about Becky? Look, you guys, this is pretty hard to tell because it's pretty equal. And they both are different in their own ways, and they both show, I feel, in their different ways. When it comes to feelings and love, I feel like Becky does have more feelings towards Freen in a like romantic way, okay? But with Becky, there is a lot of times, or maybe she is misunderstood, that maybe she is not that way with Freen sometimes, or maybe Freen does not understand sometimes how much she cares for her, because I feel like sometimes Becky does have a lot of fears of maybe Freen being distant from her, and I feel like that Becky definitely does want Becky's attention, and so I feel like that Becky does a lot of times want Freen's attention, and so maybe Becky sometimes can act certain ways that maybe does give the different signal just because she does want Freen's attention. And so I feel like a lot of times Becky does plan to do something, like maybe to um, get Freen's attention, but it ends up like in her being misunderstood. I feel like that's how like Becky can be sometimes, and I feel like even sometimes maybe certain fans can understand Becky wrong, that maybe she doesn't care for Freen, or maybe she's upset from Freen, but it's not that way. I feel like that definitely Becky does have um strong feelings for Freen. Okay, maybe even stronger than Freen right now, okay? So when it comes to feelings, who loves each other more, has more love more, it's Becky that I'm picking up right now, but who's more protective and who values the other more, it's Freen. Freen, yes, maybe when it comes to romantic or stuff like that, that is not really her biggest point, but she really values Becky a lot, to the point that she does view Becky as something as a treasure. And so when it comes to protectiveness and valuing each other more, I feel like Freen definitely does value Becky in that way more. And definitely when it comes to care and concern and enjoying each other's time, I feel like that definitely Freen does value that more. And Freen definitely does want their bond to stay, okay? So when it comes to who does value the other more, it's Freen. Who loves each other more, it's Becky. So you guys see they both are different in their own ways, but it's mutual that they both do care about each other a lot. Sometimes the others can be, sometimes they both can show things in their different ways because they are different in their own ways, but I feel like they both mutually do care for each other, okay? And I feel like Becky sometimes can be misunderstood, but I'm picking right now that when it comes to romantic feelings, she has those more than Freen, but Freen does value her more, okay? So yeah, guys, like they both value each other and care about each other in their own way, but it's definitely mutual that they both care about each other a lot, okay? I hope that's making sense so far. Okay, so the last question is how would their family feel if they ever tell them about their feelings towards one another? Interesting. So let's get into their families separately. So first I'm going to start with Becky's family. Let's see, how would Becky's family feel? How would Becky's family feel if maybe Becky told them about her feelings about Freen? How would Becky's family feel if Becky told them about her feelings towards Freen? would Becky's family feel? Listen, I feel like they love I feel like her family members, at least most of them, do like Freen. I feel like they feel that Freen is really beautiful. They like Freen and they feel that they like her bond with Becky, okay? Um, so I feel like they will be supportive. I don't feel like that they will be pretty upset or that they're gonna be against it. But I feel like there's like also a sense of them being protective of Becky. If like this is if things are gonna go well, if like that's not gonna affect their bond. So I feel like that they're gonna have certain concerns about their friendship and what's going on, okay? And I feel like especially there is like a man in her family that maybe is not gonna be okay with this, or maybe he's gonna be overly protective. So I do pick up one of maybe her family members that can be a male figure, probably that either is not gonna really be happy with this news, that maybe that if like they were ever to get together, maybe that Becky opens up with them wanting to be together more than friends. I feel like maybe one man in her family is not going to be supportive, or maybe he could just be overly protective, okay? But I feel like overall, like I feel like that her family does like Freen, and that they do honestly fear that Freen does take care of Becky, and that definitely I don't feel like that they're going to be against it. But I feel like one member can be overly protective about this, okay? So now let's get into Freen's family. Let's see. Let's see. How is Freen's family going to feel if Freen came up and told them about her feelings towards Becky? The world just popped up. I don't feel like that. I don't know, honestly pick up a lot of family members for Freen, so maybe she does have a less than Becky. So I do feel like whatever those family members are, I don't feel like it's honestly a big deal. I feel like that definitely Freen is not gonna be afraid of being communicated with that certain family member, and I feel like that family member is gonna be definitely sweet and supportive. Okay, but definitely I feel like that both families do have in common that there can be side effects to this. So there can be a little bit worries from both families that is this gonna work out? Is this gonna affect their bond? How are certain fans gonna take this? Because they know that there can be certain negativity. So definitely I feel like that there is gonna be concern from both families, but I feel like that definitely Freen's certain family members or a certain family member is gonna be supportive and definitely wishing the best for Freen and even telling Freen to move forward. I don't feel like that her family member is gonna be like that. You shouldn't. Um, in fact, I feel like that member will tell her if this is something that you want, go ahead and fight for it. This is what I'm hearing. But definitely there can be a little bit worries that is this gonna work out or this gonna affect their bond. So definitely there's gonna be a little bit worries when it comes to that. But I don't feel like that any of their family members are gonna be like really against it or upset with it. Okay, but one person, like I said, in Becky's family, either is not gonna be that happy, or that person there is going to be a person that can be overly protective, okay? But for Freen, I feel like that definitely that family member, in fact, is going to be happy with this and is going to be fully supportive. And I feel like that person that Freen does have, she can be open with that person and she's not going to be afraid to say what she's feeling about that, okay? So definitely this is what I'm picking up for Freen and Becky, and these are the questions that this person that purchased the private reading did ask me, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that answers of these questions did make sense to you guys and that it resonated. The last thing I'm going to take is just like take some advice for Becky and Freen and see any advice that we can get for Freen and Becky. So time to give rather than take. Any advice for Becky and Freen? It's time to take action. Any advice for Becky and Freen? One more. It's a time to give rather than take. So, do we Becky and Freen are getting advice to, it's a time to give rather than take. Maybe there's like something that they need to give in or maybe focus on or take action towards rather than probably taking something or waiting for something to happen. Okay, so definitely they're getting advice that it's a time to give rather than take, and also that it's time to take action. So maybe there's like something that they need to take action towards, and also definitely they're getting advice that a personal issue reaches resolution. So maybe one of them is going through a personal issue right now, or maybe they're going through something that is difficult for them, and whatever that is, it's gonna reach a resolution. And so definitely this is something that I'm picking up right now for Becky and Fien. I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading, and hopefully see you guys next time.